Good morning and happy Tuesday. It's time for some tea with tea on this Talk Therapy Tuesday. My name is Tania Mclean-Nicholas. I'm a licensed marriage family therapist and owner of Renewed Hope Counseling. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Each year, millions of people face the reality of living with a mental illness. So during the month of May, various mental health organizations and licensed clinicians join the national movement to raise awareness about mental health. As a licensed marriage family therapist, I continue to fight to dispel the stigmas that attach to mental illness by providing support, educating the public, and advocating for policies that support people with mental illness and their families. So today, I want to briefly share about some of the stigmas that are attached to mental illness and how to avoid unhelpful comments that further feed into the notion that seeking help or admitting that I need help or having any type of emotional struggle is a sign of weakness or yet faithlessness. So let's grab your tea or coffee, whichever you prefer, and let's dig in. Any part of the body, including the brain, can get sick. We all experience emotional ups and downs from time to time caused by various events in our lives. Mental health conditions go beyond our regular emotions or typical emotions or reactions to specific situations. They're medical conditions that cause changes in how we think and feel and in our mood. These changes can alter our life because they make it hard to relate to others and function in the way that we're used to. Without proper treatment, mental health conditions can worsen and make day-to-day life hard. There are several factors that contribute to our mental health, such as brain chemistry, life experiences, and family history of mental problems. The topic of mental health or mental illness is a topic that many people consider taboo. As a matter of fact, we may be afraid to talk about such issues due to the negative stigmas that are attached, being called psycho, weirdo, crazy, basket case, or just plain weak. These are all negative terms that have been associated with people or to people with mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, or some people that are grieving for too long or just having an overwhelming stress. Have you ever been afraid to share your feelings for fear of being called one of these terms? The definition of stigma is when someone views you in a negative way because you have a distinguishing characteristic or a personal trait that's thought to be or actually is a disadvantage. The negative feelings that people have towards individuals with mental health issues is called mental health stigma. Mental health stigma keeps a lot of people from seeking help for issues like depression. When you were younger and feeling sad, a friend or family member may have told you that talking about your feelings makes you weak or soft. Well, that simply isn't true. Or maybe culturally it's frowned upon if you discuss stressors or family issues outside of the home. Or maybe you've heard that if you are struggling with anxiety or depression, it's because you're not praying enough. Or maybe there's a problem with your relationship with God. Mental health stigmas have been identified as the most significant barrier for seeking mental health treatment and has created a lack of understanding and empathy from friends and families and coworkers and just others. This week, I experienced someone who happens to be a Christian share that they're overwhelmed with stress, anxious, feeling alone, unsupported, and feeling unmotivated to get out of bed. They told me when they shared their feelings with a loved one, they were told, "Oh, you're a Christian, you can handle it." I thought to myself, what? I can't help but wonder, is this why people do not allow themselves to be vulnerable and express emotions of fear, loneliness, anger, sadness, overwhelm, worry? Because they fear the judgment of maybe looking crazy, looking weak, or not appearing to be a strong Christian? Comments like this would cause people to handle it on their own, suppress what they feel, or just suffer in silence. They may avoid seeking help, support, or treatment for deep mental health concerns. Let's stop the stigmas and adopt more helpful language of encouragement for sufferers of mental illness. Let's get real about mental illness, the stigmas attached, and the ways that we can support our family and friends who are struggling. Let's realize that mental illness is a real problem. We don't question when our body becomes sick. So let's stop minimizing, disqualifying, or shaming others who are experiencing negative emotions and feelings that are affecting their thinking, behavior, and daily functioning. Continue to educate ourselves to understand the impact that this is having on people. Let's erase all the negative labels. Understanding the role that culture plays on mental health stigmas is important. In some cultures, mental health challenges are considered a weakness, resulting in more people watering down their symptoms, and some may be more likely to hide it and less likely to get help. This may affect one's ability to seek help from not just their family, but the community as a whole, for fear of being seen as weak or crazy. Growing in the awareness of knowing what I feel and sharing what I feel is the key. Stigma likes to live in darkness and in shame. Truth destroys stigma. So truth gives us power to tell our stories and the stories of our loved ones. It brings visibility to not just our struggles, but how we're managing or coping. Bringing awareness to our story encourages others and lets them know that they're not alone. Be conscious of our language. Our language matters. Our language matters. The comment that was made, "You're a Christian, you can handle it," I don't believe that comment was intended to be anything other than encouraging. However, I can understand if it felt invalidating, insensitive, and may not have been helpful in the moment. What should one take away from that comment anyways? That if they're struggling mentally or emotionally despaired and feel challenged in handling the it, are they weak? Are they not a person of faith? What if right now in this moment they can't handle it and need the reminder that even Jesus became overwhelmed? He was stressed and perplexed, which is why he went away and he prayed and asked God to take this burden from me. Maybe they just need to be reminded that stress, depression, hurt, loneliness are all trials and tribulations that we may all experience, and that we have this solid rock to hold on to for our source of power and strength. Or how about the assurance that we weren't meant to handle the it, and his grace is sufficient for us, and his power is made perfect in our weakness? Or how about, let's just leave it at, God will give you all the grace you need for any situation you face. And until then, you are not alone, and I'm here. So let's keep it real when fighting against mental health stigmas and fighting for ways to support our family and friends who are struggling with their mental health. I'm Tania Mclean-Nicholas, and I hope you enjoyed your tea, because I did, with tea. Have a blessed day.